just because a government agency says that this is illegal, that doesn't mean that it's wrong. And it doesn't mean that it's not the answer for you. And for me, whether it was legal, illegal, I didn't care. I wanted the treatment that was going to heal me.
Yeah, veterans are coming back home with PTSD and they're turning to psychedelics for relief. And there's now a push to make this new type of therapy legal at the federal level. KDKA lead investigator Andy Sheehan has been digging into the issue, joins us now to find out what he found through his reporting. So tell me more about this. And is it truly new?
No, it's not new. You know, when you talk about, LSD or ecstasy or magic mushrooms like psilocybin, it sort of brings up these images of, these hippies in San Francisco in the 60s,
Yeah, right.
tripping in Golden Gate Park or people doing crazy things. And for decades, these psychedelics have been listed as Schedule I drugs by the Drug Enforcement Agency, saying that these are very dangerous drugs and can have very terrible consequences. Well, in recent years, there's been studies done, and they found that psilocybin in particular, the mushroom, can be very effective in treating severe depression. Yeah. And there were other clinical studies with people with terminal illness like cancer using this and finding peace and acceptance with their prognosis. And now veterans, the 1 million or 2 million veterans, men and women who have gone over and served in Iraq and Afghanistan, many coming back with post-traumatic stress disorder, have found that they have found relief and have had emotional breakthroughs by using these drugs.
And I've read a little bit about this. Does it have anything to do with like the neural pathways and opening this up and kind of
Correct.
Processing it in a way that consciously we can't do?
Correct. We'll talk later on with Adam, who's an Iraq, Afghanistan vet who had PTSD. And I don't hope to understand this, but these drugs sort of open up these sort of pathways in the brain, and they find that they can face the trauma that they faced in Iraq and Afghanistan. They're not blocking anymore, and they can see it in perspective. That things that they did, things that they witnessed, they can find an acceptance with this and a breakthrough.
What was the most surprising thing that you found out in doing some of your research and talking with vets and learning more about the bipartisan bills to kind of push this to legalize it?
Well, there is now a big push, because these are Schedule I drugs. The research has been limited.
Right.
The Veterans Administration has been hampered in trying to, do any kind of research and clinical trials on this, and they are prohibited from administering this. But apparently, they have been doing clinical trials, and this has been going on for some time. In the meantime, there are vets all across the country that have gotten together and have these groups, and they are doing this on their own. Now tonight, we're going to be doing a part 2 on this, with some of these veterans that are doing this on their own. The local congressman, Chris DeLuzio, who is a U.S. Navy veteran, he's in favor of the VA, studying this and perhaps making this available. But there is sort of a concern here about the vets doing this on their own.
Doing it on their own without...
But they're in a situation now where they believe that in the efficacy of this, that it really works and it's illegal. So, these men and women have served their country.
Right, and they just want some help on the other side of this.
And they intend to find the treatment that they believe is going to work for them.
All right, we're going to look forward to part 2, but stick around because still to come on the show, we're actually going to talk with a local man who credits his recovery to psychedelic therapy and is hoping to bring the treatment to his fellow veterans.